And one of the things that you guys don't know how to do, a lot of you guys don't know how to just have a deep, emotionally charged conversation where she feels like her soul is connecting to your soul. Because once you get the soul, you'll immediately and easily be able to get the whole.
Yeah, I need a bag, bruh. Send it through quickly. I'm making his dog like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, I told him I'ma hit it out of stands. I deserve another 100.
Welcome to another episode of the Married Game Podcast. We are the voice you trust when it comes to lust, and we are who you hire when she lacks desire. Today, it's a solo episode. It's just me, your boy, and oh, I know how we're going to miss Jesse Joy. Let's begin. This episode is sponsored by Something Amazing is About to Happen. Something Amazing is About to Happen is a book written by Peter Kell. It's a manifestation journal. It's actually really cool. I'm loving this book. I love this guy. I know him in real life. He's a friend of mine. We hang out a lot. If you haven't gotten this book, go to Amazon right now and buy Something Amazing is About to Happen, Manifestation Journal. It's that epic. It's that worth it. And it's brought to you by that because I love it and I actually like it. Let's go. You got me solo today, so you're probably thinking, well, shit. With Jesse not here, now what's he really going to say? Cheers to that thinking. Now, I want to show you guys something. A lot of you guys aren't really that good at talking with people or talking to people in public, and it's hurting your status as a male amongst other men, which is also hurting your status amongst your wife. Your wife doesn't want to think that she married the runt of the litter, so I got these cards. I'm going to go through them with you. I've never seen these cards. I just saw the ad, and I thought that the ad seemed pretty cool, and so what I thought to myself would be, what if I came on and tested them here? We're gonna test them together, and then I'm gonna test them on Jessie next time she's here. So it will be very interesting to see. Okay, so this card set is called How Deep Will You Go? How deep will you go? That's what she said. No. This is a card game that's helping you to get past the surface level conversation, which a lot of you guys, if you don't understand this, if you can't get deep with a woman conversationally and emotionally, it's going to be very hard for her to want to have sex with you over the long term. You can just be a bad boy and a party guy and have some muscles and tattoos and spit a little game, and you can probably get a one-night stand, no problem. That's been proven. But to get your wife to radically be attracted to you long term, you need to know how to have a deep emotional conversation with her where she thinks you're tracking and, dare I say, even leading the conversation. Most of you guys aren't even tracking, and you're certainly not leading the conversation. And so therefore, she thinks that she's dragging you through these conversations, which doesn't make her actually feel connected. And when she doesn't feel emotionally connected, it's the same way as you feel when you're sexually rejected. So she's looking at this stuff and going, shit, this guy needs to catch up. So I want to teach you guys a little bit today. Some of that podcast potion's got me feeling good today. I want to teach you guys a little bit of something about what does it mean to go deeper with a woman and being able to bypass all the surface level bullshit and speak to the soul of a human. This is going to require a lot of work from you on yourself. You know, all those little insecurities that you think you just want everybody to like you, want everybody to love you, want everybody to think you're cool. Well, that shit's got to go. Because if you still believe all of that and still are oozing of that odor, they will smell you before you even get the words out of your mouth. So if you're not working on becoming the best version of you for you, we call it the Holy Trinity in Married Game, the Holy Trinity, which is I'm the problem, I'm the solution. Become the most attractive version of you for you, and her response does not dictate my standard. This is the Holy Trinity. These are the biggest three possible things you have to believe when it comes to game long-term attraction with your wife. And one of the things that you guys don't know how to do, a lot of you guys don't know how to just have a deep, emotionally charged conversation where she feels like her soul is connecting to your soul. Because once you get the soul, you'll immediately and easily be able to get the whole. Okay? So it's very important that you understand this, because you guys don't understand how to connect on an emotional level with your wife. And you think, oh, emotions, that's all girly, that's stupid shit. No. What you don't understand is that connecting on an emotional level doesn't mean that you're crying and getting all fucking crazy with her. What you're doing is you're showing her, I understand who you are. I see who you are. I get you. I understand. I feel you. When you talk to me, it's not over my head or too stupid or not manly enough for me to listen and understand. That's what a good leader does anyway. So really what I'm teaching you, good game means you're good at being a leader. You're leading the conversations with great questions to help unearth stuff that maybe she's been afraid to admit in the past. Think about all the things that you've been afraid to admit in the past, but once you unlock them and once you release them, what happens to you? Holy shit, you become free. When I share my story of how my wife left me and how unattractive I was and how I repelled her and repulsed her, so much so that she's like, my life would be better without you in it. What happened to you? You go, oh, motherfucker. I relate to this guy because my wife has maybe not said those words, but she is acting as if her life would be better without me in it. Like I'm inconveniencing her. So when you hear my words, you go, oh my God, I feel seen by this guy. Now imagine you're able to do that for your wife. And when she shares with you, she shares her hurt, her pain, and her joy, and her just basic musings. If you want your best example of this, go listen to her when she talks on the phone with her mom, who she probably talks with almost every day, if not every other day. Most women talk to their moms. Or you listen to them talk to their best friends or their sisters. They talk very differently than the way you and I talk as guys. Very differently. So, let's give you guys a little crash course on this. And I'm trusting the cards. It's called How Deep Will You Go? And they break it into 4 sections. They've got the level 1, which is icebreakers. So we'll pull from that pile. These are icebreakers. This is just how to get a conversation starting for some of you guys who aren't good at getting a quick conversation going. Level 2, confessions. Oh, you guys trust me by listening to my voice because I confess to you all the dumb shit I've done. I gotta confess, dude. I've got to hold on. Let me somewhere my nose real bad. That was fucking yucky. But guys would understand. Now we've got level 3, getting deep. And it looks as if there's this 4th card, which is called the wild card. Now, why is any of this important to you? Well, if you don't know how to conversate with your wife, and have a deep, meaningful conversation where you're sharing who you are as a human, who you really are, what you really want, what you really desire, where you want to go. And she's sharing the same with you with total freedom and abandonment, even as if maybe you are somebody who could fix it or help her get those things. You're going to have a much different connection. So, level 1 icebreaker. What's the first memory you have with me? Okay. I like that one. Gets them talking about when they first met you. Not a bad thing. I bet you there was something amazing that happened that day because she ended up liking you and marrying you. What motivates you in life? Another great little icebreaker. Cool. God, if somebody asked me this out in the wild, I would be like, whoa, I want to instantly talk with this person. Oh, Jesse and I met this really cool girl, super gorgeous, awesome hair, really good conversationalist. And when she sat down next to us at the bar, we were at a bar, having an amazing meal over at the Pendry in Newport Beach at the restaurant called Set. Gorgeous place, amazing food, great music. The bar scene's very fun. And this gal sits down next to us. And I think within 10 seconds, we were talking about Neville Goddard and the book called The Power of Awareness. And we had the best conversation that evening. We got to go deep immediately. And she was just a fantastic human being. Okay. Ooh, this one is a level 1 icebreaker. What's your biggest insecurity? Hey, that's good. Okay, this one's good. What's something you did with pure kindness but didn't tell anyone? Oh, brag on yourself a little bit so we can celebrate you. Okay, that's level 1. Those are icebreakers. So far, I would say this is definitely This is definitely a box of cards you want to get. We're not even past that. Just being good at asking those questions and being a type of person who asks those types of questions on a regular basis, you're going to find people are going to be very interested to talk to you because you're going to let them do a lot of the talking. All right, confession. Level 2, confessions. Let's see what this one. What was losing your virginity like? I remember that. In fact, the hotel I lost my virginity at is right down the street from where we live now. So pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Okay, what was it? Okay, now we're getting to some of the more personal stuff. I like this. Confessions. What is your biggest struggle right now? Okay, interesting. All right, we're getting a little deeper. Why have you kept going? Interesting. Not that deep. That one's not much of a confessional for me. What is a core memory you have? I feel like these confession ones are getting lamer. I thought the icebreakers were better. What are you afraid to let go of? I like that one. Okay, so level 2 confessions. This one. What have you done that you aren't proud of? All right, so this is a little more confessional. I thought the icebreakers were better, but the confessions aren't bad. You're definitely gonna have some good conversations. I bet you if you had a conversation with your wife about these, you're probably connecting. There's got to be some connection there. Definitely not no connection. Level 3, getting deep. All right. Are you holding on to something you need to let go of? Oh, shit. That's good. I recently did something like that, and it really set me free. That was good. Maybe I'll talk about it one day. Getting deep. What do you do that you aren't proud of? Oh, I instantly felt the nail biters looking down at their fingernails right now. All right, guys, this is why we don't have Jesse on the show every once in a while. So you let me run wild a little bit. All right, here we go. Getting deep. Level 3, describe a memory that feels like a movie. Okay, that could be interesting. What's a thought you can never seem to escape? Oh, shit. That will be great to work on your limiting beliefs and the running narrative inside of your head and whether you think you're worthy of what you want to do or not. This is getting better and better. Okay, here we go. Is there something you've been wanting to let out? Let it out. Oh, shit. Yep, you're going to have a good time with this one. Okay, level 3, getting deep. They just won my heart back. So icebreakers, level 1, I'd say that was that was 10 out of 10. I would say the level 2 confessions felt more like a 7.5 out of 10, but still really fucking great. And I mean, pretty good. There's some hit or miss, but this level 3 getting deep, I like where this is headed. That's a 9.463 on that one. Let's see what these wild cards, hopefully by the title of the actual name, there's something wild in here. But you know what? I'm going to mix them up just a little bit, just shuffle them, even though I don't know what's in there. I'm just hoping to get the wildest one on top so we can give this thing a solid 10 out of 10. Let's see. What do we got here? What is a recent leap of faith that worked out? I like it. I fucking like that one. That's great. That'll cause your mind to start to see that you should be doing this more often because it does fucking work out. All right, next wild card. What do we got? If you could remind everyone here of just one thing, what would it be? Not bad. I would say if I was to answer that one, I would say talking to guys. I would say, based on the fact that dudes really only cared about getting paid and getting laid, that if you understand how to get paid, almost the identical principles apply. It's a skill, and you can learn how to get really radically laid in this world. I think that would set a lot of guys free, so that would be the thing I'd want to remind everybody. Here we go. Thinking of a memory when time didn't seem to exist. Explain the little details. I like that. Every surfer knows what that's talking about. You traveling through a fucking barrel or a tube. Ooh, you know exactly what that feels like. What comes to mind when you hear the word peaceful? I think of walking into my house where it smells good, it's picked up. I got Jessie Joy hanging out in the kitchen, making one of her most amazing meals. Jovi's chilling out, laughing and giggling, and we're about ready to have dinner. That's what comes to mind when I think peaceful. So that's how deep will you go? I got off Instagram. Those are cards. If you're looking for things and ways to get a conversation deeper with your wife, I would recommend you buy that set of cards. We've got other ones that we've done, Jesse and I together, not that set, but we've done other ones. And it's always kicked off Great conversation. Jess and I are great conversation with each other. We never run out of shit to talk about. But I said, I want to try these cards out and see what they'd be like because, not everybody is just free-flowing conversationally like we are. So that brings me to the question that I want to ask you today. And that question is simply this. Why are you afraid to share a lot of what you believe or what you desire and what you want in this life? Why? Why are you afraid to admit it to yourself? What do you believe about this thing that you want that's causing you to think it's bad to want it? Why? I was talking with a friend of mine earlier today, happens to be a client. He's becoming a friend, which a lot of the clients, I just really like these guys. We all have a really similar story, so we kind of, navigate and gravitate towards each other. And we were asking him about some of his money goals, and he was telling me that, he wanted to hit these goals this way, because then he wanted to give this away and blah, 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 and help others and stuff like this. I said, I got a question for you. Are you wanting to help these other people because it's truly something you really want to do? Or is it something that you just feel like society's told you should want to do this? Like you're supposed to want to do this, but you really don't feel like it. You're like, I think it's a lot. I just think I know I'm supposed to. And I notice a lot of guys are curious about what is their purpose in this life. And it's hard for them to admit that they love doing the thing that they love to get paid, and honestly, they would love to get more laid. Or that they would like to be more paid and they would be more laid. I'll tell you, I don't think it's any coincidence that as America is cheering on with this spirit that Trump has been reelected, he's going to put an end to a lot of the deep state bureaucracy, all the glut and the waste that the parasite that the federal government has become. I don't think it should be lost on anybody that 3 of the top 6 people in that entire organization, and maybe actually even 4, are billionaires. Billionaires. Trump, Vivek Ramaswamy, Elon Musk, Dana White, billionaires. Tucker Carlson's hanging out with these guys. I don't know if he's a billionaire or not, but I know he makes hundreds of millions a year. These guys could not become that without accepting the fact that that's what they wanted to become and that's what they were going to go do. And I feel like these guys that are looking for purpose are actually not looking for purpose so much, but you as a man, you might be looking for permission to go after what is meaningful to you, and that's purpose enough. You just need permission to go after it. For me, I didn't know anything about women. I didn't know shit. But I did know this. I had a desire that if I was going to be with one, if I was going to mate with one, I wanted them to be really attractive. I wanted to be attracted to them. I wanted to actually physically look at them and go, wow, I want that. You're attractive to me. I want to be with an attractive partner. I want to be an attractive lover. I want to be with somebody who's attractive. That was for me. I didn't know how to do any of that. So I had to learn the skill of that. Not knowing that this would later down in the rest of my, later in my life be something that fire and that desire and that curiosity to become that thing would later on go to help others. That was not the purpose of it. I was trying to figure it out for myself. I married a gal that I wasn't radically attracted to physically, but I was attracted to her in other ways, obviously. And as I got older and wiser to what I actually wanted in this life, what did I really desire in this life, I realized there's no way this situation is going to work. And as much as I didn't want to get a divorce, as much as I didn't want to cheat on her, as much as I didn't want those, that wasn't what I was hoping that would be my life's path. It ended up being my life's path. And I wasn't that sad to leave her. I was sad because of the kids. And then I realized I need to get the thing that I actually want. I'm going to have to learn game. And learning game isn't about a line or two. It's basically learning game is, how does this thing actually work? How does this thing actually work? How does the male-female dynamic actually work? And I was radically interested. Obviously, there's a physical gain to that if you figure out how it actually works and you become attractive, that attractive woman would want to have sex with you, you're going to be having sex with attractive women. That was the payoff, so to speak, that I was looking for, but not realizing that in the process of learning it, who you become in the process is actually the person that loves themselves, that is comfortable in their own skin, owns their opinion, owns what they desire, cares about becoming the best version of them for them and for nobody else. That's real game. Real game meaning becoming so attractive that any girl would want to be with you. And when you become that, you realize it had nothing to do with lines. It had nothing to do with all this other shit. It had simply to do with the heart that was following this curiosity, following this desire to understand how this thing works. Then I created abundance in that. So then my friends, when I lost Jessie and then got her back, and they saw how good we were doing, how my business started was very simple. My friends who all run businesses, I can remember the very first paid client I had. A buddy of mine, his sales director, the wife of his top sales director handed him divorce papers. So my buddy said, hey, do you think you can help my top sales guy? His wife just handed him divorce papers. You think you can help him get back together? And going through what I went through and then kind of informally teaching other guys around me because they were asking me, what the hell happened? How did you do this? How did you turn this whole thing around? Man, Jesse hated you. What the fuck? What is going on? What you guys see today, it was not what was happening 8.5 years ago. And so I knew through what I went through and through helping some friends that I could help someone. So, and I valued my time because I've been a businessman for a while and I wasn't just going to do it for free. So that's how I started. My very first paid client sent me the money. And I knew for a fact I was going to be able to help them. And I did. And it went amazing. And then we got more and more and more. Listen, a lot of people, you guys look at me and go, Keith's purpose is married game. And if that's what it feels like, that I can see why you would think that. My purpose is not married game. My purpose is to continue to expand and to chase freedom for what I want in my life. And every way along the way, it has been now a lighthouse to you guys to get what you want. My purpose isn't you. My purpose is becoming the best version of me and shining that light back for you so that you can find your way. And you can be set free from the cage that you've put yourself into, from the lies that you've believed that have led you to behave in certain ways that you go, this isn't fucking me. How did I get here? I'm looking around and going, I didn't want to be a part of any of this. When I looked at my life, when I got my first divorce, I was like, dude, how did I get sold into this? Just the all the piece of my life. But that's called waking up as you go along. So then when I chased down this thing and got abundance, people asked me, how did you get the abundance? And then I started sharing this. This is this concept of I'm a lover, I'm a leader, I'm a lighthouse. I'm a lover means I'm going to be the dude that is filled with love for myself and for others, to be this true example, because that way I can be the leader. I can be the leader, which means other people want to follow. They go, I want to follow that footsteps because that fucker's got the fruit I'm looking for. And then I'm a lighthouse. Then I get to shine this light to others and go, oh, by the way, you get to be free. Let me start a free podcast with my wife that anybody can check in, anybody can listen to, anybody can listen at any point in time. And there's been people that have been just listening to the podcast that message me all the time and go, bro, you've saved my marriage. That's the goal. The purpose is just continue to become the best version of me. That does not mean I'm going to be teaching married game for the rest of my life. Fuck no, I don't know. I don't fucking know. I can tell you we're having a really kick-ass time, and we feel like we're just getting started. And it's the topic that has consumed me for now the better part of 18 years. 18 years. So I just been drawn to it. I just was curious. I had to know what the fuck was going on. I kept making all the damn mistakes. So my question to you is, why are you afraid to say what you really want? Is it because you feel like you're going to lose something? Is it you feel like that you're desiring something that you know you're not actually worthy of? Like if you were to really boil it down, you're like, I want my wife to be able to, I want this primal sex and push button pussy on demand. This push button pussy. What would that feel like? Could you imagine your life where anytime you wanted to have sex, your wife would be like, I would love to. Let's do it. For you, that would be an honor. You might be thinking that's out of reach, that's impossible, but it's not. It's not. It's real. The lady that you listen to on this podcast with me is the lady I'm talking about. And there's women just like her that are wanting to be set free, that are wanting to be they fell in love with you for a reason. You used to be a good conversationalist back in the day. That's the crazy thing. You used to be what she was attracted to. So what are you so afraid of? You afraid to grow? Do you think your purpose has to be some big crazy calling, or does it happen to simply just be that thing that's in your heart that you're desiring more and more, and you want to become more and more free to share and to go after and actually obtain these things that you desire? And this is all I talk about at Married Game. This is for the guys that are like, dude, I know how to make dough, but for some reason, my marriage sucks. That's why we do this podcast. It's fun as fuck for us. It's fun as shit for me to do it as just solo too, because I get to just talk in a microphone about the thing I love more than anything, to help you see what's going on. And for those of you who are following along at home, the book is almost done. It's being edited. They sent me the first round of edits. They made some great suggestions. That's going to make the book even better, so I'm super excited about that. And hopefully we're going to have it out here in the next 8 to 10 days. We want to make sure we get you a copy. We break down so many of these beautiful principles about how it all works. And most of you guys just don't know how it works. You're trying to seem like you're going to do the thing that society wants you to do. I'm going to make all this money so I can give it away because society think I'm like, why? If your heart's not in it to give it away, why would you fucking give it away? Why are you just doing it to look good in front of other people? Taker energy, people pleaser. No wonder fucking nobody trusts you, including your wife. She thinks you're full of shit. All right, so I think that's where we're going to kind of land it today. Always a good time. And sharing a lot more with you guys about some of the backstory. Some of this beautiful, beautiful backstory of where I come from and me having access to it and thinking through a lot of the decisions I made at that time helps me understand and relate so much to some of you guys. It's one thing to get a divorce and go on to the next one and have a happy marriage. It's another thing to have that lady leave, get her back, or to have her no longer like you and then stay, but then get her attraction back. And a lot of you guys are sitting there, you're married men, and you're going, how do I want this one, but I want her to act this way. How do I get that to happen? Well, go to marriedgame.com. We'll show you how. Over 400 satisfied customers. I don't even know how many orgasms that equals, but it's a lot. It's a lot. We have a dude that just claimed, and I believe him because he's honest, he's been laid 14 times in this last 11 or 12 days. So that we like to hear that around here. Those are metrics we can cheers to. So, hey, by the way, don't be a fucking nerd. Spread the word. Share this with your friends and say, hey, there's this guy. He's talking some truth. It's hitting my heart. It doesn't sound like anybody else we've talked to because he doesn't sound like anybody else. He just sounds like him. He's talking the way we think. And I promise you, I will always just share my voice the way I hear it in my head out to you guys. I'm not filtering it for somebody else who doesn't need this kind of help. If a guy's got a great marriage and he wonders, what the fuck is this dude all talking about? Fuck him. If he's got a great marriage, he needs to start showing a podcast and talking to people how to have a great marriage. Because there's a lot of dudes, most dudes, 8.7 out of 10 fucking dudes are not happy with their marriage. They're not happy with the sex. They're not happy with the quality. They're not happy with the quantity. They don't like the connection. And they're fucking fed up and tired. So I'm talking to that guy. So you have anybody like that you know, send them this episode and go, all right, cut past the card review and the something amazing and get right to this minute. Go to the minute where we start talking to you about this shit. And let's be these guys. Let's be the generation that showed our sons how to be awesome fucking men who are great parents, who are great partners, who are great producers, who are great players within our marriage, and who stand in our power, that we provoke our women to be like, I fucking lust after this dude. He makes my pussy quiver, and I love that about him. And he makes my heart flutter, and I love that about him. And he makes my knees shake, and I love that about him. Let's be those guys, and let's spread the fucking word. So don't be a nerd, spread the word. And as always, keep crushing it. That shit is contagious.